guys, welcome to Southern Gal True Crime. We cover missing persons, cold cases, solved cases, and more. And today I just wanted to quickly bring you an update on Tanvi Marupally. If you're not familiar with this case, Tanvi is a 14-year-old girl. She went missing from Conway, Arkansas on January 17th. She was last seen on CCTV footage leaving school. She was walking towards her school bus. She never made it on the school bus, and she just disappeared. She has been found safe, thankfully. So this story does have a happy ending. She was found on March 29th in Tampa, Florida. Apparently, somebody had seen her and called in a tip to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children tip line, and Tampa police investigated it, and she is now safe at home with her family. There's been a little bit of controversy from some people about how the case was handled. Apparently there was never an Amber Alert issued for Tanvi, but I looked, because I know about the Amber Alerts, of course, but I'm not familiar with the criteria of how an Amber Alert is issued, so I went to Wikipedia and found the criteria, so I think it explains a little bit of why the Amber Alert was never issued, so I will bring you that. I also have an article explaining how she was found, where she was at. Very, very odd. She did a lot of traveling. It was weird circumstances. But first, before we get into it, as always, I have a missing person I want to bring to you. And this information comes from neverforgottenarkansas.org, which is the Arkansas Missing Persons Database. And today's missing person is Floyd Allen, and he is just 12 years old. He's a black male, 5'4", 110 pounds, with brown hair, brown eyes. He went missing on March 12th of this year, so it's been less than a month. So that's why I wanted to get this information out now, while it's still fairly fresh. Hopefully we can help bring this young man home. He went missing from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Not a lot of information, but here is a picture of Floyd. I will put a link to this in the description box so you can share it. Please share it on all social media, friends, family, to get this information out, so hopefully we can bring this young man home. And once again, Floyd Allen, if you do have any information, you can contact the Pine Bluff Police Department at 870-730-2081. So please share. That's the most important thing that I want to do here on the channel, is get information out about our missing persons. Alright, so with this very important information taken care of, first I want to go to the criteria for issuing an Amber Alert. Alright, and like I said, this kind of explains a little bit about maybe the reasoning of why an Amber Alert was never issued when Tanvi disappeared. So, law enforcement must confirm that an abduction has taken place. So, when Tanvi disappeared, she was considered a runaway. They think she might have run away because she, at one point, her father was afraid that he might have been in danger of being laid off from his job and that they might have to return to their home country of India. Well, Tanvi, normal teenager, she enjoys her life here, did not want to go back to India, so they think that was the reason that she ran away, and that's why she was classified as a runaway. Another part of the criteria, the child must be at risk of serious injury or death, which a runaway can be at risk of serious injury or death if they run into a person who has some nefarious ideas about what they might want to do to a young girl that has run away. Number 3, there must be sufficient descriptive information of the child, which they did have a description of Tanvi, a captor or captor's vehicle to issue an alert. The child must be under 17 years of age, which she is 14. She's 15 now, 14 when she disappeared. So that is the criteria to be able to issue an Amber Alert. Alright, so we are going to go to the article now, and this is, let me refresh, from the Arkansas Times, and it was posted on April 5th, so about 3 or 4 days ago. Concerns raised about the search for Conway teen found safe after months. And like I said, I really don't want to get a whole lot, make a big deal out of the concerns about how it was handled. The most important part of this story is that Tanvi was found safe. She's home with her family in good health, which is the perfect outcome that you want to have for a missing persons case. And here's a picture. I just love this. It says, "Welcome home, Tanvi. We love you." And Conway police did not file an Arkansas missing endangered child advisory until a teenage girl had been missing for almost 2 months. She since has been found safe and is back home with her parents. Tanvi Marupally, a runaway found in Tampa, Florida last week, disappeared shortly after leaving Conway Junior High School on January 17th. I believe, without a doubt, this case would have been handled differently if this child were from a prominent family, said Jenny Wallace, a Conway resident who helped mobilize local residents in the search for Tanvi. There was absolutely no priority placed on finding this child until a ton of pressure was applied by the community. Now, like I said, this is one woman's opinion, but there have been other people in Conway who have kind of shared this opinion. Regardless, I'm not gonna, we're not gonna put any blame on anybody involved in the case. I'm sure police and investigators did the very best that they could to find Tanvi with the information that they had. All right. Responding to that comment, Conway Police Department spokeswoman Lacey Kneep said, "That is absolutely incorrect, and honestly, it is insulting to all of the people that put so much effort into this investigation." Per standard protocol, Tanvi was entered into the Arkansas Crime Information Center on January 17th, and a terminal message was sent to surrounding law enforcement agencies, including the Arkansas State Police, Kneep said in an email Tuesday. On March 7th, Conway Police filed the advisory regarding Tanvi's disappearance, Kneep said. That same day, the Arkansas State Police, which local police had notified January 17th, placed a post on social media by email. On March 29th, sorry, this keeps jumping around on me. On March 29th, Tanvi was found after a Florida resident filed a tip through the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Tanvi was 14 when she disappeared, reportedly afraid that she and her family might have to move back to India, a problem that's less likely now. And it is now come out, or it did come out, that Tanvi's father was not in danger of being laid off from his job, and they would not have to leave the U.S. For some reason, this page keeps jumping around. Okay. She turned 15 shortly before she was found at the Tampa Library. And I remember reading in another article that she loved libraries, was fascinated with libraries. So maybe that's why she kind of migrated to the library in Tampa, where she was found. The Arkansas Missing Endangered Child Advisory was filed 2 days after ABC News carried an article on Tanvi's case, Wallace said. We had asked for this repeatedly, she said. Wallace and other residents shared flyers with Tanvi's picture, raised money to buy billboards, held a prayer vigil, scoured neighborhoods to look for Tanvi, and maintained a near constant presence on social media. Asked why the police waited on filing the advisory, Kniep said, the Arkansas Missing Endangered Child Advisory does the same job as what the Conway Police Department had already done during the initial days of Tanvi's disappearance. Kniep said police also contacted media outlets, sent Tanvi's information to other law enforcement agencies, and released her information to our social media sites. We asked the media to share Tanvi's photograph and flyer on live news, and we even helped local news outlets get in touch with the family so they could set up an interview, Kniep said. The Arkansas Missing Endangered Child Advisory is used when an incident does not meet the criteria for an Amber Alert. So that's why I wanted to give you the information earlier about the criteria for the Amber Alert. The Arkansas State Police take the available information from the requesting agency and forward that information to media outlets, a statewide media contact list, and they post to social media. These were things the Conway Police Department had already done. We issued a runaway missing juvenile post for Tanvi to our social media sites on January 19th. So that was 2 days after Tanvi went missing. On March 29th, after seeing Tanvi's photo posted on the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's website, a Tampa resident sent a tip to that agency, which contacted Conway Police. Tanvi was soon back home, and she and her family are doing well, Wallace said. And that is fantastic news. That is, I said, the most important part of the story, regardless of how people say that the case was handled. Tanvi is safe, and that is the most important thing. Wallace said Tanvi's parents had contacted the National Center sometime in January, and they're the ones who got her put on that site. After Tanvi was found, Conway Police Chief William Tapley said at a news conference that in running away, Tanvi had followed train tracks for several miles until she found a train to board. After arriving in Kansas City, she lived in a homeless shelter under a fake name for about 2 months, then relocated by bus to Tampa, where she lived in an abandoned building. We asked over and over again for the train footage to be obtained, Wallace wrote on Facebook after Tanvi was found. The citizens couldn't obtain this footage. Okay, so the question, or the thought that I had was, okay, so they said she followed train tracks, boarded a train to Kansas City. Did she have money? Did she have a credit card, debit card? And then after she was in Kansas City, she boarded a bus and rode the bus to Tampa. She could have used cash, but if she had a credit card or a debit card that she used, was it, because I know when somebody goes missing, one of the first things that the investigators and police do is check financials, bank activity, debit card activity, and the like. Police could have done this. We don't know. We don't have all the information that police have, of course, just general public doesn't get that information. So I'm sure they checked all that, and it could be that she did use cash. So there would be really no way to trace it if she did use cash. But that was just, one of the things that popped into my head when I read that is how did she have the funds to go to Kansas City and then all the way down to Tampa? All right, moving along. Assistant Conway Police Chief Chris Harris said today that police did not learn Tanvi had hopped on a train until investigators interviewed her the day she was found. So that explains why they didn't check into the train, because they would have no idea that she hopped on the train and took off. The police's failure to escalate this case explains how Tanvi was able to live in a shelter hours away from her home for almost 2 months, Wallace has said on Facebook. I hope and pray police departments all over the state and country are learning from these mistakes. It is so important to dissect this case and to learn so this never happens to another child, Wallace added. During the search for Tanvi, a $5,000 reward was first offered and increased later to $25,000. Wallace said today that she assumes the person whose tip located Tanvi will get part of the reward. Wallace doubts that tipster will get all of it because some was allotted should there have been a crime committed and prosecution be needed, but such wasn't the case. Thank God that wasn't the case, that she was found safe. Unfortunately, not all cases end up like this. A lot of them are never found, some are found deceased, and we just never get answers to what happened to them. Even so, Wallace said, I don't think the reward had anything to do with the person reporting Tanvi's whereabouts. And I absolutely believe that too. I think whoever saw Tanvi did the right thing and had the goodness of their heart and reported her and helped bring her home. And whoever that person was, God bless them. They just follow the Missing Kids National Center page because they had a friend who ran away and coincidentally saw a picture of Tanvi who was in the library at the time. So that sounds like it is a very fortunate turn of events that they just happened to be on the page because they were looking for their friend and saw Tanvi and reported it. And we will pray that they find their friend who has ran away. Alright, so that is all the story. Like I said, regardless of how some people say it was handled, the most important thing, Tanvi's home, she's safe, she's in good health. Maybe at some point we may find out some more information if Tanvi or her parents would like to divulge that information, but if they don't want to divulge the information, that is absolutely fine. That is their right to do so. They have the right to their privacy. Like I keep saying, the most important thing is Tanvi is home safe, and we are grateful for that. All right, I think that's all I have today. I just wanted to bring you that little update. I always like to bring stories that have happy endings. Most of the time, we have stories that don't have happy endings, but this is very, very good news. If you like what we do here at Southern Gal True Crime, please subscribe. Hit that bell so you get notifications of when I upload new videos. Please like and share our videos. Most importantly, our missing persons and unsolved case features. This is the most important thing I want to do on the channel, is to bring attention to those cases. Until next time, please do take care of yourself, be safe, and I will see you. Bye-bye.